Hello, people. You're welcome to another episode of the Skillworks podcast, where we talk about everything tech, productivity, how you can participate in the tech ecosystem, and also earn from it. My name is Future Johnson, like you already know, and I'm sure you know by now that I'm always excited to be in front of your screen. As at last week, we celebrated Valentine, and I know a lot of you guys had fun. You got gifts from your loved ones, and you enjoyed yourself. So I would like for you to share your experience from the just concluded Valentine. So I have with me, like I don't usually do this alone. Always with someone that we can have conversations about real life experiences in tech. And today I have with me
Ben Bright here.
You're welcome, Mr. Bright.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing today?
All right, good to see you. All smiles and love the energy.
Thank you. I love your energy as well.
Thank
How are you doing?
I'm good.
How is life?
Life is fun. Life has been good. LG, life's good. You guys should pay me for free adverts.
Yeah, so let's talk about Valentine before we dive into the conversation. So last week we had celebrated Valentine, and I'm sure because you're giving all the counsel and all. So tell me about your Valentine experience.
Please, I have nothing to say about Valentine. I have absolutely nothing to say. Can we skip this part?
We cannot. We have to talk about it, because if you don't talk about it, you're not going to go into our conversation.
Okay, guys.
Yes.
So Valentine, I spent Valentine at home. I slept all through. I mean, how about you? How was your Valentine?
Let's not talk about it.
No.
Let's not go there. So Valentine was beautiful. We had good experience.
Yeah, we enjoyed the love of God.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus. So we're going to just go into the conversation. Yeah. So there's this debate about a lot of people making waves in tech, people going into tech, and after a few years they are blowing up, and we just see them online, and a lot of people feel like it's just about talent. These people were born with these skills, these tech skills, and they are doing so well with it. Talent in tech is what makes people really successful, or there is something beyond just talent?
That's an interesting question. Talent is not the only ingredient, right, that makes you successful in tech. Just like when you want to cook your favorite soup, which for me is afang soup. Yes. Okay, so you have different things that come together. You have the leaf, of course. You have your protein, your maggi, salt, and all of that. So just like that, it's same thing with your career in tech. It's not just your talent. You might be good in what you're doing, but then there are other aspects of it. Just being good is one aspect, which is your skill. You have the part of how good are you with working with others? How good are you in sharing? How good are you in solving problems? All right, you might just know how to use your tools and all of that, but without these many other factors, you won't necessarily succeed. In tech. So it's not just talent, it's not just your talent. And this drives me to another conversation. People are not born geniuses with their tech skills. Is that they go through the process of learning. Because I know I've heard of people saying, that tech now you just born, you get the skill, you just know. But no, that's not the case. People spend time learning. Tech is an interesting field because just like medicine, you just have to keep updating yourself. So basically, I think the people who stand out in tech are people who take learning seriously. Take learning seriously. They do not just learn and say, okay, I know this thing, no, but because every day things are changing, so they keep learning and then they build the discipline to keep going the path, even when it doesn't look like everything is flowery and all that. Because at the end of the day, they did not start earning in the millions when they started. Yes, they started from, let's say, 70, 80K and all of that. So if they were not consistent enough on the path, even with the little they know, they wouldn't have gotten to that point. So it's not just talent.
Okay, so this brings me to the question I want to ask. Do you think there are people that are born with, like you said, in tech skill. They're not just born as geniuses. But do you think there are people that still have these skills inherent in them? Like maybe not everything, but they have like those abilities in them.
Yeah, of course, just like in every field, right? There is that what we call the advantage everyone has.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, if you're looking at let's say life, if you're looking at athletes, there are certain people that because of where they were born, they have certain abilities, like how much their lungs can take in air. So especially people who are in that mountainous region. So you see, that is just an advantage because of where someone is born. So of course, human beings were born with different abilities. There are certain people that are born with unique skills, right, or unique abilities to see patterns in things. So once they just come into tech, for example, say somewhere around machine learning, AI and machine learning, or how when it comes to deciphering complex systems in tech, you just find them. It's very easy for them. Something that you will spend the next 3 months looking at learning, for them they just come in 1 month, they have grabbed it. So this is but then these are the what you call the dangerous minority. But for the rest of us, right, we have to apply ourselves and learn it.
Okay. So have you ever met someone or encountered someone that had the talent? This person had the skill. Maybe during the learning process, this person was better than everybody in the class. Have you ever seen that kind of person that has the talent fail because of maybe lack of discipline or something?
Well, of course there are many now. Of course there are many. It happens to the best of us. It's not just in tech, it happens everywhere. In school, we saw the best students, right? Those ones we knew they were the guru, carry over. We saw that a lot. So it happens in tech. Tech is not different. So I remember I have a friend actually. So we actually jumped into the field together. At the time I was learning design. Obviously I have a background in design, so learning design, and he too was learning design and all of that. But we got into it. After I finished my training, I went for what you call internship. And I think he immediately started working something like that. I can't really remember the whole plot now, but I kept going and I'm here. And right now he's no longer in tech. Yeah, so the thing is, first of you have to be sure that this is the path you want to go. Is this what my life is about? Is this where I want to go? So it falls back to you asking that question, sitting down to say, okay, they are saying tech, really, this particular tech skill I want to pick, am I seeing a future here? Okay, if I'm not seeing a future here, will it be a stepping stone to the future I'm seeing? If it's not, then just remove your hand and ask other questions to find where you fit in more. So yeah, I've seen the cases where people were very smart, learned to invest in our set or during the learning process, and because of they were not consistent, they didn't really apply themselves afterwards when we left the class, and they just fizzled out.
Okay, so do you think what do you think is the reason why this your friend, let's use him now as a case study, this your friend did not continue in tech? What do you think is the reason? Like, that this person has a talent, this person is really good. So what are these reasons you feel? Okay,
first off, he has this this guy, we have to make the money. No. And tech, yes, very, very, very money conscious. We have to make this money. And guy, the design was not bringing the money at the time. Because this is Nigeria, of course. You learn, and then it's not like in the abroad where immediately you're doing a design, maybe you're getting the $40, $50 and all of that. But for Nigeria, 5K, someone's pricing 3K. You get, so he was just looking at 3K. What am I doing with 3K? I beg. He moved into something else and all of that. So that is one case, yes, where money is leading. And then you have other cases where the people were not ready to apply themselves to do the work. So like I said, for me, what I did immediately I finished, I went for an internship. And then I gained more experience. I was in that environment where people were putting me through. But for some other persons, they learned and then they just left. And there's something about you just being on your own and trying to find the motivation yourself or trying to rouse yourself up to do the work than when you're in a structured system where people are watching over you, more like an accountability system. So most times why people do not necessarily go that route is maybe they leave that structured system where there's accountability, they lose accountability. So they no longer apply themselves, and then it shows up in how much you can earn, and you know, you have to survive at the end of the day, right? You have to make money to foot some bills, particularly if you've grown to the point where you cannot be calling home. Right? You have to. You have
so
to
okay, so do you think, now you talk about being money conscious, because there are a lot of people that are going into tech because of, you know, money. So do you think those persons now, the chances of them staying with tech for a long time, do you think there's a chance for them to actually progress in tech because of that? You know, their motive of going to tech is money. So do you think there's a chance for them to continue?
Yeah, there is. Now, money is not a bad thing. I mean, if it's not the money, how is doing these things? Yeah. So money is not a bad thing. It is also not a bad motivation. Okay. But here's the thing. You have to be realistic, right, in your journey. So you know that I'm just coming into tech. I'm just learning data analytics, for example. You don't expect in the next 1 year to just start getting like 5M per month, 7M per month, 10M per month. The same way, you know, when you see those posts on X, some people are saying, I got my first gig, $2,000 and all of that. Yes, you know, but then you have to ask the question, how long have these people been doing this thing?
Yes.
Like, that's something that most people don't ask. How long have you been doing this thing? And how long did it take you before you got to this place? How many 50,000 naira gig did you do? How many 20,000 naira gig did you take?
And this is kind of what we talked about last week, where we talked about the period of time that people have to wait. Yes, to get. And then the speaker, Mr. Benjamin, said there's no fixed time. There's some persons that can just, after learning in 3 months, they can just start applying and they're getting jobs. So it depends on how disciplined you are to give to that process of learning that time. So I think I just wanted to add to what you're saying.
That's true. That's true. So you just have to be realistic with that. If not, you get frustrated. Because if you're not realistic, for example, you did let's say you did product design, for example, where you have to really put into consideration the user experience and all of that, and all of those things, you gain much more experience the more you do them. So in 1 year, you don't expect to be a senior designer. So of course, a senior designer will definitely earn more than you. So of course, entry roles, you don't expect entry roles without paying you the millions. Okay, you start getting the small bit you can, but then your eyes are still at the end whereby I want to make this money big. So because of that, right, you keep going, you just keep going. The point is, stay consistent on your path. Money is a good motivation, I'm not taking out of it, but then be realistic with the expectations you have getting the money.
Okay, now we're talking about discipline and consistency in learning a tech skill. So what does this discipline actually look like in the daily life of techies, you know, people that really learn tech? What does this discipline look like?
Okay, I think I'll just summarize this in one word. Discipline is showing up even when your body is telling you, guys, sleep. Because more often than not, your body will tell you to sleep. Particularly in those seasons where you're engaged very tedious projects or your creative juices are not flowing and all of that. So discipline is you getting up saying, this thing, we have a plan. Yes, we have a plan. We have to do this. We have to do this because it's betterment for you, your life, maybe the future plans you have and all of that. So it is that you wake up in the morning, you do whatever you have to do. That I have to step out, take your laptops, open it, do the work. That's all it is. Do the work. Show up when you need to show up and do the work.
I think this showing up is quite the issue when it comes to most of tech people, because you showing up every time, there's that discipline of always, you know, like you said, showing up every single time. I think that's like one of the issues that we have. That's why a lot of people go through the tech training and they just come back without anything to show for it, because they don't want to show up. There's no discipline. So I think I agree with you.
So, something to add. I think something to add, right? Why that happens a lot. I think most people do not necessarily have a long-term plan for themselves.
Okay.
They don't necessarily have a long-term plan. So what they do is, what's going on? What's the in thing now? It is tech skill, right? Just gonna learn the tech skill. No plan, no idea of, okay, what would this thing mean to me? What will it mean to my income? What do I see, right, in the foreseeable future? So they just learn, and once they leave that structured environment, now life itself asks them that question. So how far? Does this thing mean now? That's when they realize that this thing, I don't necessarily see any pathway in the general grand scheme of things in my life, and so they most likely leave it and start something else. And so I think what the best thing people should do is, first of all, sit down and have a grand plan for your life. Know the grand plan for your life and know what to take you there. It's just like say you want to travel, right? You want to travel to Lagos. You have to first ask the question, Lagos, where am I going in Lagos? Like, okay, Lagos, what route will take me to Lagos? Okay, that means I have to wake up in the morning, go to one of these parks in maybe let me not call them, that will be free advert. one of these popular transport companies, and then they have a particular route that takes them there. So I have a purpose. I know this is where I'm heading, but most people, they just wake up. You don't just wake up and enter the road without knowing where you're going and what will take you there. If you go there and then you climb Okada or Keke, you most likely will not arrive Lagos. Yeah, so you have to know what's at the end for your life, and before you jump and say, okay, I want to take this tech skill, because tech skills are not an end in themselves.
Yeah,
they are a means to an end, just like a car taking you to your destination. So know, where am I going? Then you decide on what car to take.
Yeah, so still talking about this discipline and consistency. So we have a lot of people that the reason why they are in tech is because maybe they have a motivation, like I said, that motive and the rest. So do you think that's the issue we have now? Or you think that's what is aiding a lot of people to come into tech? Do you think motivation is overrated? Yes.
This is an interesting question, because now motivation in itself, it's not a bad thing. Yes. But unstructured motivation is, what I mean by that is, see, most times what we do is we reduce motivation to hype. And we reduce motivation to hype. Before that, let's just go back to definitions. What is motivation? The motivation basically is the internal or external force that sparks or that initiates or maintain a goal-oriented effort. So it is the why. Why? Yeah, that is the thing. So that's where I call it. Motivation itself is not bad.
Not bad.
Okay. So, but how people have come to see motivation is, you just stay and then you just see someone do something. It will go bad for me to do this thing. There's the adrenaline rush. Of course, you feel inspired at that time, till you jump into the thing. But then there's something I call the messy middle in everything you're doing, when the adrenaline rush stops. Everything that happens afterwards will take you discipline to keep showing up. Yeah, so motivation in itself is not bad. Motivation is not bad. In fact, you need a healthy dose of motivation to do what you're doing. Because here's the thing, discipline without motivation will make everything robotic. What I mean is, you have somebody that is disciplined, but they do not have motivation. Remember, we've just defined motivation. The why. Okay, they don't have a why for doing it. This is what leads to burnout consistently. This is what leads to people just zombieing around life. You see somebody, it's money, okay, let's go to work now because we have to go to work, and they will not sack me. No motivation in any way. They get to work, they just do their bare minimum, what is on their job description, and then leave. But if you see someone that is motivated, right, that know their why, they are in that workspace and all of that, you see that they are so eager. One thing I used to identify people who are really motivated is something called enthusiasm. I mean, once, say you're in a team space, you're trying to do something, and maybe an idea comes, how you see how the person's face light up to want to jump and start working on that thing. Yeah, even when you give feedback to them, right, and you can see it on their faces, right?
Yeah, the excitement.
Yes, there's just that thing. It's enthusiasm. Is because they really know it's someone that is motivated. Okay, they have a strong why to why they are in the workspace. And so motivation, we need that healthy dose of motivation. But unstructured motivation, which is you just go and listen to one thing because they say go, you just go without having a why inside. You will burn out.
Okay.
Because you don't have a reason to stay through that what do you call it, that season that is not fun, where you don't have the adrenaline rush, where you're not feeling the sparks and all of that. You just burn out, you just fizzle out.
It's really interesting. So let's go into the employability now for people that have talent. So do you think employers actually hire for talent, like people that have talent, or they hire for reliability? I know this is kind of a question that any person can answer, but I want to hear from you. Do you think employers hire for talent or they hire for reliability?
I think they hire for both, basically.
Okay.
So I mean, before you basically want someone that can do the job. Yes. And then at the end of the day, you grow to be sure that this person can do the work. Okay, here's what I mean. First off, you're looking for someone that can handle the job. Yes. So if you find someone, okay, this person can handle it, and they do not have the total skill to do that, that's a problem.
Okay.
And they are not people that are teachable. That's a problem. Okay. And then you have someone that is very talented, but then this person is really, really nonchalant and all of that.
So that's
it. That's also a challenge. So I think they look out for both. You can be a very reliable person, but you don't necessarily have the skills to do the work. So I don't necessarily.
So both of them. So
they really look at the both. But here's the thing: your talent, right, obviously can open the door for you to step into the company, but then your ability to work with others, your ability to deliver on your task, your projects, and all of that, these are all traits of reliability. So your ability to do all of these other things when you have entered the organization is what singles you out. And these are the things that employers look out for things like promotions, and all of those kind of things.
Okay, interesting. So looking at talent and reliability, I think there was an incident recently that happened with a colleague, right? We know that this person is really talented, has all the skills and everything. That was the reason why he was employed in the first place. But over time, we noticed that there was this attitude issue with this person. We tell the person to give the person a task, the person is unwilling to do it, but we know that this person is talented. So now I want you to tell us, what are the things, like you said, talent can open the door. What are the things that keep these people that are talented in the company?
Okay, basically, like you should know that every organization or every space you come into have their do's and their don'ts, things that they tend to tolerate, or what you call your processes in the organization, or rules and regulations, as you say. So you have come in, think the least you can do, right, is abide by whatever structure that they have put in place. So it is for you to know those things and then apply yourself in doing those things. I think that's pretty straightforward. Apply yourself. I know that most of us, we are coming from different places. There are things that will happen on certain days, and then you might not meet up on some, but then the bulk of the time you should be able to meet up on what abide by the rules or the guidelines of that particular organization. I think that's pretty straightforward.
Okay, but I was hoping that you give us like the skill sets, like the skills.
Okay, skill sets.
Yes,
Okay,
aside talents.
Basically, the skills are okay. Be able to share. You know, when I mean share, collaborate, teamwork is very important. You know, when it comes to tech, of course, the jobs are kind of interdependent, right? So you should be able to be someone that is open to ideas, feedback, and all of that. Because if you're not that kind of person, I mean, this is where toxicity starts from. All right, you're not open to maybe feedback and all of that, and then someone is trying to give you feedback. this is where conflict begins, and many other things can spring up from here, seeing we are human beings. So I think just understanding your social skills, being able to just develop your social skills with people, be firm where you need to be firm, be firm, be cautious, be rude, you're in a workspace, respect everybody, but most importantly, deliver on your JD, your job description, and go overboard if need be.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. Thank you so much. It has been really amazing. Like, thank you for sharing this beautiful insights about tech and talent and how it's intertwined, right? Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. We have come to the end of the podcast. But before we go, I would like Mr. Ben to, just a word of advice to people out there that are talented but still find it difficult to collaborate, say, in a workspace, or find it difficult to be employed by employers. Just something for them.
Okay, so straight one, if you're out there, right, you're watching now and you're someone that wants to get into tech, I would say to you, jump in. But first of all, sit to ask yourself, why do I want to go into this? Right? Where am I going generally with my life? And then you choose the particular bus that will take you there, which is the particular tech course that will take you there. Do things like basic skill assessments, what you're liking for, where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are. So if you're someone that really likes numbers, or you're interested in numbers, something like data analytics fits you. Don't jump and go and do something like let's say product design, when you're not that person that is much into colors and all of that. So basically do your skill profiling and know where you would fit in, okay, and then go take your skills. Skillworks is a very amazing place. Come here, do your tech trainings. And then for other persons, you have done your tech trainings and you're finding it difficult, what I'll tell you is quickly build your portfolio. Do you have a portfolio? Most of you have not created your portfolio. Creating your portfolio, if you don't have a job yet, it's quite simple. Take on fun projects. Let's say you're a graphic designer and you don't have a portfolio yet. Look at something that someone has done, pick it up and redesign. Yes. How would you interpret this particular thing in your own way? Redesign, create like 4 or 5 case studies, and then present it to employers. Also, learn how to optimize your CV. Most of you, the CV that you have been using to apply since 2012 is the same thing you have been using. You are still using it in 2025. Learn how to optimize your CV. If you can't do that, meet somebody, right? So a professional, they will optimize your CV for you. And then this is tech. Tech is not a one-man thing. Most of you say, I don't like going out, I don't like going out. Associate with people, associate with people. Go out, go for tech events. Say hi to people. Nobody will bite you. Nobody will beat you. Say hi to people. Make friends with people that are in tech, because most of these job opportunities, before it comes out in public, might be late. Right, but when somebody is working somewhere and then this is my guy alpha, I think I need this is my skills, or these are my skill sets, I need a job at this moment, or I need you, so they can just hook you up quickly, right? Okay, come, somebody's leaving my organization, I'll put in a good word for you, let's begin. So make friends with people, go out, attend events, join communities. These are the easiest places you can quickly get those information about jobs and all of that. And most importantly, keep learning. Tech is changing every day. The way we do things are changing. AI is not slowing down, right? Now, this is not a call for you to be fretful or to be afraid of the changes that's going on in AI. Know the one that pertains to your industry, and then learn how to do this kind of thing, because obviously AI will not replace people's job, people totally in every industry. AI will only replace people that don't know how to use AI to do their work.
Yeah, very true.
You get the idea. So yeah,
thank you, Mr. Ben.
You're welcome.
It has been amazing. So you've heard from Mr. Ben. If you have an inherent ability inside of you that relates to any tech course, please do well to do your researches. And if you maybe are finding difficult to carry out the research, at Skillworks we have our career advisor that can help you advise you on the particular tech skill that you can go into. And also, if you have issues with building your portfolio or optimizing your CV, this is something that Skillworks can help you with. You just have to reach out to us. We are not busy. We're not too busy for you. We can definitely answer your questions. So thank you so much for staying with us till the end of this podcast. Thank you so much. Please do well to follow Skillworks in all our social media platforms and drop a comment as well in our comment section. Thank you so much. Bye.